urges. Oh, this 14-day cleanse is going to be tough because you might have some urges. You might have some urges if you're used to having a glass of wine every night or reaching for the alcohol after a stressful day. You might have urges towards sweets in the afternoon, right? There might be so many urges that come up. So what do you do? How do you deal with it, right? One step at a time, one moment at a time. Come back to all of these videos that might help you out a little bit. But I like to think of these urges as, do you have kids? And your kid is just bugging and bugging and bugging and bugging you, right? So what do you generally do? Do you give in when they bug you? Do you punish them and say, look, you stop bugging me or you're going to lose electronics, something like that? Or are you just in a daze in your autopilot mode? They just bug in the background. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay. But then you look over and you realize, oh, shoot, I didn't even notice that I said, okay, right? I like to think of those urges as that, those three different scenarios where what do? You might do all of them. You may have done all of them. I have for sure, right? You're in a daze, you're having a rough day, and then all of a sudden you've eaten a bunch of a chocolate bar. What the heck? I didn't even notice that I did it, right? Or you finally you give in and you just do it. Or you punish yourself. Maybe you punish yourself by self-talk, being mean to yourself, putting yourself down for indulging or for doing something. Maybe you punish yourself by, I'm going to go run, or I'm going to go do a tough workout at the gym. I'm going to punish my body so that I get to curb this craving, right? What do? What do you generally do? And it's not that any of these are bad, and it's not that any of these are good. This is about simply noticing what you do. Okay. It's going to be tough. Sometime you might give in a little bit, and guess what? That's okay. Is it going to wreck your cleanse? No, it's okay. It'll be fine. But what I invite you to do, if any of those happen, if you do give in to those urges just a little bit, keep yourself a notebook. So throughout this whole thing, keep yourself a notebook and write down those moments. Write down those moments of what you did in that tough space in your life, what you didn't do, just to become a little bit more aware of it. Okay. And eventually, as we're beginning to cleanse our body of all of those toxins, as we're beginning to cultivate a cleaner environment for our body, mind, spirit to live in, then those urges become far and less between, right? If that child in the background that's like, blah, 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 bugging, if we continuously say no, if we say no and we do something else, they bug less, right? And then you might be able to find some space and some clarity between that urge, between that situation, and find a bit of balance. Where sometimes you allow yourself that little bit of a treat, and other times you're able to restrain from it. You're able to not do it, right? So what's going on scientifically in our body when we get those urges is it's our gut microbiome that's talking to our mind, okay? All of the bad bacteria in our gut, it's used to having that sugar hit. It's used to having that alcohol hit. Whatever the hit is, it's used to it, right? Might not be with food, but could be with anything. It's used to that hit. So the little bad bacteria are like, come on, give me some. And it talks to our mind via our vagus nerve, the most awesomest nerve in our whole body that is branched out in our gut, travels up our spine, comes through our senses, and speaks to our mind and says, look, I've been bugging you down here for all of this junk. When are you going to give it to me? And then your mind might be that parent that's in a fluster. What do I do? Right? So that's just sort of a fun little science-y kind of explanation of it. But you're getting it from all angles. And those urges are going to be tough. Okay. So I invite you to practice a little bit more positive self-talk. Let yourself off the hook if you give in to that little bit of an urge. Record what you do when that urge comes up, okay? And remember that I'm always here supporting you, guiding you through this, and that we are all human, that we will all have all of these urge struggles, and that that is okay. But first and foremost, why are you doing this cleanse? Why do you want to create that cleaner environment? Why do you want to put the space of the bad bacteria, let's say, of the bad foods? Why do you want to create that clean space for clean foods, right? So have an awesome day. Let me know though if you have any questions underneath this video. Just pop in a bunch of questions, even just how you dealt with it, because we learn from other people too, which is really great. And we all grow together, which is also really, really great. We can grow in numbers, in groups, in support, in community. All right, that's all on urges.